Welcome back to We Got Goosebumps, a podcast dedicated to the landmark horror series for children, written by R.L. Stine back in the 90s. I'm a playground bully, and I'll steal your weird sponge. Dylan.
Hey, and I'm your little brother's best friend, and I'll also steal your weird sponge. I'm Travis. How's it going?
There's a lot of sponge stealing in this one.
Everybody wants that little thing.
It's like, I can kind of understand when it's a canister of monster blood or whatever that's shiny, it's blue, it's gooey. It's a fucking sponge. And like, all right, anyway. Today we have number 30 in the series. It came from beneath the sink, which sounds honestly like this was a dare. Like someone came up to R.L. Stine, I almost said Stephen King. Someone came up to R.L. Stine, honestly, Stephen King too, at certain points in his career, were just like, hey, can you make like a fucking scary ass car? Like, can you do that? Do you think? It's like, yeah, I'm cracked. Let's do Christine. Anyway,
honestly, the title "It Came from Beneath the Sink," you could tell me that was a Stephen King book, and I would believe you.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's actually a great short story that he wrote. I know this is your fault. No, it's my fault. About a giant, not giant. It's a very long finger that comes out of a guy's drain.
Ah.
And it's just like he hears the sound of its like fingernail tapping on the. I need to stop touching the fucking microphone. Tapping along the inside of the sink with his fingernail.
Gross.
But don't worry, he buys hedge clippers. Anyway, we're talking about number 30 in the series. It Came from Beneath the Sink, which was released in April of 1995. I would have turned 11, not 10. I would have turned 10 not too long after this book came out, actually. So.
Heck yeah, dude. I want to say April 1995 was also Oklahoma City bombing. I want to say that also graced us.
No wonder I didn't remember Oklahoma City bombing, because this is my birthday year. So
if it didn't happen, I brought it up for no reason, which is no one's having a good time when you bring that up, so I shouldn't have done it. But
well, I mean,
I do
unless
think that
you're
happened.
in the middle of my true crime spree. I did finish my last true crime book of the year, so thank you, everybody. I did maintain my sanity after I read, I think, almost 70 true crime or crime-related books in this year of our Lord 2024.
That's a lot, dude. How you feeling? What's your biggest takeaway?
Our justice system, and I'm speaking for Canada and America, is the worst. That's it. Honestly, that's what needs to be fixed, is the justice system. Like, forget the criminal mind or blah, blah, blah. We need to fix the system that deals with criminals first, and then we can work on the criminals themselves. That's my biggest takeaway. 100%.
I hear you, man. I'm reading that new John Grisham book called Framed about people that were put away innocent.
That would make me so angry.
It's a rough read, but interesting all the same. But yeah, well, anyway, I don't know if it's telling that we're dodging the content of the book early here or not. But hey, did you ever find anything weird under your sink?
I mean, we've talked about this many times about like whenever I've moved into places, the first thing I do is like opening every nook and cranny. Look, I don't even care what I'm looking for. Secret doors, murder messages. But every time I'm in a new apartment, or if I'm in someone else's house, I'm just opening cupboards, like just opening drawers. Like I'm snooping, I'm looking, I'm finding, I'm putting things in pockets. Like that's my goal.
What are you looking for? Is anything specific on your mind?
Interesting. Like just anything remote. Like the last place I lived, I went to the attic and I found, it is a 60-year-old empty bottle of black currant liqueur, which was kind of cool for a second. You know, I was like, this is the first time I've ever actually found anything, really. I don't know anything. Like, just, anything. A dead body.
A body. You're looking for a body. Yes.
A body, or the remains of a body. Anything. But
as a kid, as young as I can remember, when I walked around in the woods behind my house, if I saw a shred of cloth, I was like, that probably was on a body, and there's probably a dead body somewhere. I would go tell my dad, Dad, I found a body.
I will say, I've never been that kind of person where my brain automatically, like when I'm out for a hike or wherever, is looking for bodies. My main go-to is animals, and then plants, and then fungus and lichens. Like, I just really like nature a lot, like, and just going around. So I rarely think about bodies or crime when I'm out in the woods. This year, though, every hike, every place, I was just like, oh man, is that someone? Like Pam and I were in Cape Breton a month or two ago, looking down the coast. She's like, oh man, is that a yellow life jacket? Like someone floating down in the water? Nope, no floaters. No floaters in the bay this morning. Like, so that was another big thing I've noticed is I am definitely more alert for the lost dead. But honestly, just smelling would probably be the most effective way. Anyway, let's move along. You know what? I think we've covered those topics enough. Let's cover the cover.
Cover the cover. Heck
God,
yeah,
I just hate
dude.
myself every time I do it. I just hate that segue.
I like everything about this cover except for the gruel itself.
I like
think
the gruel.
You like the gruel? I think it's too over the top. It's way too big. It's bigger than what I thought. It looks like a reptile.
I think artistic in this case, like if you think like,
I mean, maybe. I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, what's he going to do? Draw like a dirty sponge?
No, I
get that. But also, it seems out of place to me. I don't know about it.
I mean, it is like clinging to the underside of the sink rather. But again, imagine this is like at the height of its power when it's like thrumming and bulging and turning pink and orange and whatever. Maybe its eyes turn green. I don't fucking know. Maybe this is like at its most powerful when it's killed the old owner of the house and before the new family's moved in. It's like, oh shit, I went too far and killed that one. I'm going to have to sponge up.
You know what? I also is that an ice cream sandwich still in its wrapper on the bottom shelf?
I was gonna say it was soap, but it's the wrong dimension for soap. And who keeps
an ice cream
bar
sandwich.
soap under the kitchen sink too? I mean, there's a lot of shit under the sink too, like Zypo soap.
Yeah, what's going on under there?
Honestly.
They just moved in too. Why is it so cluttered?
That's just kerosene. This homeowner has a bottle of kerosene under their kitchen sink. Anyway, no, this is actually one of my favorite.
Yeah,
Jacobus. Jesus Christ, Dylan. This is one of his covers in a good long while, actually, because I've been kind of like, I feel like this season been kind of like tepid on a lot of his covers. You know, I can't remember any of them. Go Eat Worms. You know, like it was almost there. It like the worms, but they were so dry, such dry worms.
Such dry, plasticky, gummy worms.
This I like. This is.
I mean, this always like lured me in as like what is under the sink? Like that, I think it does sort of evoke, you know, your curiosity. And it's well drawn. I mean, it's the classic Jacobus style. But I don't know, something specifically about the thing under the sink seems out of place, almost like Jacobus drew everything, but that just doesn't seem in his style for some reason. It seems weird to me. But also, this is the only cover he never signed.
Interesting. I feel like, yeah, and in a way, like having it dead center is kind of weird, and having the pipe block it, like having it in the corner, peering out, would have been good too.
Yeah,
but maybe he has to worry about like it getting lost by something. Like it's warm, it's breathing, and doesn't do the dishes. Like they might put shit over it.
Right.
So he puts everything dead center so that when they're like, because if he put it in that top left corner, that's exactly where they would have put like the Goosebumps now on TV sticker. Right. So he probably has to dead center a lot of stuff just to keep the monster in place.
Well, that was Timmy J, and the 95 cover was reused for the 2003 remake, redo. I don't ever know what to call those, but the 2003 version uses the same cover, as do a lot of the international versions. So the UK will be our next stop, and I gotta say, Dylan, I like it better than Jacobus this time.
All right.
Here we go. I think it's better.
What is this? Oh, this is adorable.
That's a good gruel.
It's so cute. This is honestly. Yeah. Wait, does it have a handle?
That might just be like
I think it's got a
something
handle.
that it's
I think
occluding.
The gruel has a handle. Holy shit. This. Wow. You know what this looks like? This looks like the cover for like Ghoulies 4 or something. You know, this looks like the cover to an 80s horror movie where there's a little creature as the monster. Holy shit. Oh my God. Man.
So what we got a little sponge fella that it kind of looks like it's got a pig face with spiky hair, but it's all within the texture of the sponge. It has two beady eyes, and then it's sitting amidst a number of cleaning supplies that you might find under a sink. Also in the bubbly goo, which doesn't seem out of place in this context for once.
I don't know what the fuck it's doing, but yeah.
I like it. I don't know why it's red. I mean, maybe the sink, I don't know, is a flood. But I like it. I think for the first time, it actually comes together nice.
Yeah, I mean, there's one or two others that weren't just so bad they were funny. I think there's one like this season even, maybe way at the beginning. Yeah. But no, this one, yeah, I really like it.
I hate to say it, but it's true. It's true. Well, let's move to France, and they took some strong inspiration from Jacobus, I believe.
Ooh, this is not my favorite. Is the wall a sponge?
But they didn't quite deliver. Yeah, it's bizarre. It looks like it's like a tile situation under the sink, not like what you might find as like what we think of as a cabinet.
It's like a step. Also, what is this? What is this?
It has a green hue over everything.
I don't like it.
There's two big reptile-like eyes on what might be a sponge.
It is a huge sponge.
That's so huge.
It's bigger than the bottle of Zypo.
I really do think they just tried to riff on Jacobus and do their own
they did bad
style with it.
No.
But yeah, it doesn't. I mean, I can see it. It's probably an evocative cover for It Came From Beneath the Sink. I think does okay, but it's not as good as UK for once.
100%.
I mean, come on.
Disappointing.
The Dutch. Dylan, tell me what the Dutch are up to here. This is not their classic feel. This is not their aesthetic. They've gone Simpsons on us.
I was going to say Bart Simpson finds a turd. I don't know. It's the mystery of Lisa and the haunted poop. It's
so bizarre. They use like 4 colors, dark brown and light brown, dark yellow and light yellow. They just have a hand, like Dylan said, squishing a ball of shit. Now, I do think that this is more closely aligned with what I imagined the girl to look like throughout my read. But it doesn't make for a good cover image.
De Gutstinkritzer. What is that? Is that the same title?
No, you're right. It does have an altered title. Let me see if I can find it here really quickly. It is... The Sink Horror.
Oh, delightful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's honestly probably the closest to what it looked like in the book. Although I have to even give the UK credit. It does turn pink and red, so it's even color accurate. So,
that's right. Man, they did nail that.
This is
goddamn.
Wow. Just a screaming piece of poo.
Sure is. And I got to tell you, Japan, I don't know that they read the book. Maybe they did. I don't know what happened.
It looks like
I don't know.
The world's saddest mad ball. Like, why is it? It has no mouth. Is it bleeding?
It's like Attack of the Killer Tomatoes or something.
It's upsetting. This is a very upsetting cover.
The blood takes it to a new level. You don't get a lot of blood on a Goosebumps cover. In Japan, they don't mind.
No, actually, there is a lot of blood in this book. Kids stepping on nails.
Yeah, there are some boo-boos. Yeah.
Jesus.
It's intense. It looks biblical almost. It's just 2 hands cupped holding a red ball with eyes with blood dripping off the knuckles.
And the background feels like...
It's intense.
green smoke or something. Like, it looks like one of the clips from the end of 2001 A Space Odyssey. Like, just one of those batshit insane swirly color clips in the background while these two very well rendered hands are just holding out a bleeding tomato. Jesus Christ. Yeah. And the title is so understated. Weird. Like, because the type, it looks just like Times New Roman font, where it's just like, it came from beneath the sink. What are you going to do?
And actually, the Japanese title is People Eating Gruel.
That can't be right.
It's what it says. The wiki never lies.
It just varnishes the truth sometimes.
Then we go to Korea. They're getting wild with it. They changed the cover, and they tried to change the book. I think they renamed the book "Eyes Under the Sink," and then it's, I assume, our main character doing a flash dance, wearing a Save the Earth sweatshirt in front of a number of gremlins.
Yeah, it's definitely gremlins.
I suppose this is supposed to be the scene from the sewer.
Oh, yeah. Those are just rats, though. That weren't, like, gremlins.
Yeah.
This is... Man, Korea kind of... Not my favorite Korea. It's very... It's so off the mark, but not in a way that even makes me, like, happy.
No.
Korea, come on.
No.
What are you doing, buddies?
So it's... it's not the first time the UK has won for me, but it's the first time they've won against the entire world. Usually if Korea or somebody else is in there, they'll get it.
Wow, I can't ever again say his name, apparently. Jacobus. Jacobus's cover more than you did, but every other cover was a knockout for the UK, and then the UK was just like, pop, 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 and still
strong.
Just took him, wow. Like, it just...
Took him down.
Because... The other ones, honestly, didn't really put up much of a fight against the UK, but like I feel like the UK won fair and square against Jacobus.
I think so too. Jesus. I think so too. This is a strong entry for the Brits. You've done it. Congratulations. Now let's move on. I say we should crack the cover.
Chapter 1. I realize I never really give the chapters, so I'm going to try this time to do at least chapter 1. Chapter 1. Start off by getting the names of our two main characters, who are Katrina, which she does not like. She prefers to be called Cat by everybody else, so that's how I'll be referring to her for the rest of this episode. Her dad calls her Kitty Cat, which is strange. She's 12. I feel like Kitty Cat might be a little weird at this point. Let her go, Dad. Just let it go.
Yeah.
Start calling the brother Daniel Kitty Cat instead. Give it to your next youngest. Anyway, there's Daniel, also Merton, I'm assuming. He's 10 though. He's kind of obnoxious, but like, you know what? He won me over like 2/3 of the way for the book Jesus Christ. 2/3 of the way through the book when he suddenly is just like becomes not a badass. He's kind of a chicken shit throughout the whole book, but he's like a good dude. Turns into a real good dude. We'll get there.
Yeah. You're right. Actually, throughout the book, truly, the relationship these two had a little pranky, but overall, I wasn't agitated by either of them.
She was honestly a little meaner to him than other way around. Although she did also come around. Anyway, so this is one of the ones where it kind of starts where they're like telling you the story. They're kind of making a bigger production of it than they do normally, because they don't always lead in with just like, and there I was as we were about to be eaten by the Bigfoot. But let me tell you how we got there. This is, because it starts off with, before my brother and I found the strange little creature under the sink, we were a normal, happy family. In fact, I'd have to say we were very lucky, which is kind of, unsettling. Because now it's just like, is this going to be like a John List situation, which is your fault because you put List in my brain recently? Is this going to be like a...
You spend a lot of time at the library, is all. That's all I'm saying.
Fine. Fair enough. I won't be there for long. Anyway, so... But it's clearly things have gone downhill, and I did start getting shades of that one Steintingler story and the second Steintingler, where it's like the Lucky family, literally their names was Lucky Family, and then they found whatever paperweight clover, and they accidentally scratched luck off of it. No.
Oh, yeah. I remember now. I remember a little bit of that. Yeah. Ringing a bell.
So it was like a Uck token. I don't know. Anyway, so... But they're moving into a brand new house. It's much bigger than the old house. She's bragging all over the place. And it's like, all right, we get it. It's a fucking nice house. All right, it's got a wraparound porch, and she's got her own balcony, which seems dangerous to give like a 12-year-old. Don't give her own balcony. She'll fucking run off of it on a meth binge or something. Like, don't give kids balconies. It's dangerous. So
I agree.
It's also a short move. I don't know if you ever did you never moved as a kid, huh? Yeah.
No.
I've done the kind of block to block move, which always feels a little ridiculous, but guess what? Is just as much work. Like, you're still moving. It's not the distance between the two houses that's the problem. It's the stuff from stuff. Like, yeah.
It's the stuff.
So it doesn't matter how close they are. It's still a fucking pain in the ass. But Kat's excited. Daniel is like whiny because Kat's got her own balcony, but then his mom's just like, don't worry, you've got bunk beds. I'm like, you don't need to be in a special house for that. You could just get them bunk beds. So good call, Mom, because Daniel just buys it and he's like, yeah, bunk beds. That means I can hang out with Carlo. Carlo comes up later and gets everything he deserves. So actually, he should have gotten more. Well, I guess he did lose the bike too. Fuck Carlo. Anyway.
Yeah.
Kat's super excited. Dad's just like, all right, I need you guys to stop dicking around so much. Let you guys stay home from school so you could actually fucking help us work. So, Daniel, go walk Killer, our Cocker Spaniel. Trav, remind me, it's maybe the 5th or 6th Cocker Spaniel that we've come across. We need to keep track of the number of Cocker Spaniels. Because sometimes it's just unnamed little dog thing.
Yeah.
But... So Daniel has to walk the goddamn dog, which doesn't seem fair because Kat actually has to go to work and start scrubbing. She's hard at work, like, scrubbing under the kitchen cabinets, and she says after every one, she's just like, good job. And then she moves on to the next one. Kat's like, hey, Mom and Dad said go walk Killer. Go walk Killer. Daniel's like, where's Killer? I don't know where he is. Ah! And Kat's just like, get the fucking dog. Jesus Christ, I'm actually working on here. I'm fucking cleaning and shit. So she's cleaning shit. She opens up the last kitchen cupboards. I don't know why I'm getting bust. Oh, we're getting to a cliffhanger, so I gotta go Boston. She gets to the cabinets right under the kitchen sink, and she's just like, I bet this is the filthiest because it's under the water. It's gonna be all mildewy and gross. So she pops open the cabinets and this terrifying, monstrous thing just and grabs a hand and dun, 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 dun.
Oh my God, what is she going to... So early in the book to be napped by the sink monster. No, it was her little brother Daniel. He snuck under there in his rat costume. Ah, man, that little bastard.
What is it with little brothers in their animal costumes? Like, were they all furries in the R.L. Stine verse?
I just like how in the middle of a move and he just slips on a rat costume and slithers under the sink.
Just to, like, fuck with his sister. Like, Jesus.
Yeah. Kind of respected. But yeah, he's just playing a practical joke on her. So we get our first little scare there. And Killer, the dog, he's attracted to something under the sink. He's sniffing around as a dog would do. And he sees something there. What is that, a sponge? There's some kind of sponge. Kat's looking at it. She says it's brown. Looked like about the size of an egg. So we're something fits right in the palm of the hand. Not very big. Not imposing or scary as you might think from looking at the cover. When I got to this part of the book, I thought, this is probably not the thing that's going to be spooking us the whole time. It's only the size of an egg. But Guess what? This is it. Killer sniffs it. He growls at it. They say he never growls. Yeah, he got a name like Killer, and he never growls at anything. It's, I guess, a bit of an ironic name there. But he's growling at it. He's mad. And Cat grabs up this egg-sized brown sponge thing, and Killer snaps at her. Spooks. She's never... What's going on with Killer? He's never like this. And she takes a closer look, and she's like, wait a minute. Hey, Daniel. Daniel, check this out. I can't believe this. Bum, bum, bum. What's she got in her hand?
It's a fucking moving sponge. And it's just like
What?
pulsing in her hand. It's like moving in and out, like it's kind of breathing or some shit. She's like, what the fuck? To be honest with you, if I picked up something, not expecting it to move, and it started moving in my hand, I would just throw it. I don't know where, but she seems to be like she actually consciously throws it back in the sink. That's more poise than I would have had. I would have been shrieking.
True.
I would have been shrieking.
I would have definitely squealed and did one of those things where it just kind of pops away from me, like my hands go up and it flies in the air. Maybe even goes down my own shirt.
Oh, yeah.
And it's another a comedy of horrors.
Headbutt the sink and like knock yourself unconscious. It's awful. She's like, yo, Danny, what the fuck, Danny? This is her voice, so live with it. Okay. But Danny's just like, I don't believe you. Like, you're trying to scare me with a sponge. Ooh. Mom comes in, and Kat's just like, hey, also, by the way, I almost like corrected you last time because you're just like, oh, the dog's over here. And then Kat said, and it's just like, no, it's a dog. And then I was like, oh, the girl's name is Kat. So
I almost did the same to you earlier. Yeah. Dogs and cats. Kitty cats.
This isn't going to get terrible. So Mom comes in. Kat's just like, hey, Ma. Hey. Whoa. This sponge I got here is alive. And her mom's just like, okay, whatever the fuck. I'm dealing with like black mold in the attic we didn't know about. Killer's like super into the sponge. He's growling at it. Tries to go for it. He just puts his whole mouth on it. And what the fuck is it with these dogs eating monster blood?
Yeah.
Monster
Get
blood.
Under control, R.L. Stein.
Other things. I don't know. You're eating shaving cream, that one dog, that one time.
Oh.
Cat rips it out of his mouth. That's not lunch, buddy. That's a discovery. Because now she's thinking about this like it's a scientific discovery. So, you know.
Yeah. She thinks she found a creature.
So Daniel's just like, hey, if it's discovery, then like, might as well be mine. He goes for it, snatches away for it. Cat tries to take it away from him, but before she can, Daniel lets out a blood-curdling scream. Bom, bom, bom.
Oh my gosh, he screams. Did the sponge thing attack him? Oh my gosh, Mom comes in to check. What the hell's going on in here?
Mm-hmm.
Why's everybody screaming? I'm trying to clean up that black mold. And Daniel says, I hit my head on the sink, and he blames Cat for pushing him. Classic sibling blamery. And they fight over who the sponge belongs to. You know, she's like, I found it first. It's my sponge. And then Daniel's like, you don't even like it's a sponge I wanted. I should have the sponge. And then Mom's like, I can't believe you idiots are fighting over a sponge.
I was just
right
thinking,
now.
Can you imagine the mom who's just like, we're moving, and these two, like, just like, I can't imagine. Just like, if I just killed the first one, we never would have had the second. I would never got married. I could be anywhere else except dealing with my 12-year-old and my 10-year-old coming to blows over a sponge. I don't know when you're going to be able to put any of that in, but, you know.
Oh, I'll figure it out. But yeah, that was cracking me up. Being in the mom's shoes there would be something else. But Daniel, he leaves. He's over it. Kat, she picks up the sponge, and she notices that it's warm for some reason.
Like a mummy
and
hand.
It starts pulsing. Yeah. And it starts pulsing like a heart, which is not what a sponge does. And now she gives it a good look over, and she's like, is that eyes? Does this thing have eyes? It freaks her out a little bit. And she's like, I need to talk to an adult. That, you know what? You know who would know. You know who would know what this is? Dad.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to talk to Dad. Not Mom. Nah, Mom doesn't have time for me right now. No. Where's Dad? So Dad's outside. Dad's not much of a handyman. You know, he's good about the yard. You know, he keeps the yard green, keeps the flower beds flowering. He's not much of a handyman, but he's trying his best to fix a light He's up on a ladder. Cat comes over. She shows him. She's like, "Hey, Dad, look what I found." And she just holds out a sponge. And he's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And he takes a closer look. She says it has eyes. He's like, "Oh, I think I see something." And then the ladder topples. Dad nearly dies. He sails off the ladder, loses his balance, hits the floor, lifeless. Just a thud. All the air escapes him. He's just out cold. Screwdriver in one hand, light fixture dangling off its cables. And then she's like, Mom, come quick. It's Dad. He's dead. Bum, bum, bum. Cat killed Dad.
It's even funnier. I didn't really think of it from the perspective of the adults, where it's just like your strange children are obsessed with a sponge, and then terrible things keep happening. It's just like, your dad just almost died. Put the fucking sponge down. What is going on? Did you push him because he wouldn't listen to you about your sponge? Like, I thought that's where this book was going, but thankfully they kind of moved away from the direction of like, is Cat killing people? Like it's R.L. Stine's closest he could get to Good Son. But Dad hurt his ankle. He's like, I think I broke it. This is just like in high school when I was on the football team. And his mom's just like, you were never on the football team, you dipshit. Stop trying to impress your kids. They don't love you anyway. So Cat's like, but mom's just like, get out of here. You don't need to see any bones coming out of his ankle. Go get him something to drink. Mom's trying to get him on the couch. I'm sure he's just like, he's got all of his weight on her. And he's just, oh shit, like no weight on the ankle. He's just, oh shit, I don't know. I don't think I could. I don't want to try it. Oh God, what if it's broken? What if it's broken? What's broken? And then, like, when she comes back with the drink, mom's just like, did you push him? Did you push him?
Yeah.
I just want to know if you, did you push your father off that ladder? The cat's just like,
crazy.
What the fuck?
Even reading that, I was like, why would she think that?
Because I'm thinking like the dad's just like, I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know. I think I just saw this look in her eyes. And I think she did it. I think she pushed me. She showed me the sponge. Why would she show me a sponge? I think she was trying to, like, I think she was getting me to lean over so she could push me. Like, why would she show me a sponge? And then I fall? Come on. Tell me that's not fucking suspicious. I told you.
No, you put it that way, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess.
So,
patricide.
She's still holding the sponge, and it's throbbing. She's just holding this hot, throbbing sponge in her hand.
Yeah. Yep.
And now she's just like, wait, first Daniel thought I pushed him. Now Dad? And she's like, wait a second. I know evil sponges when I see one. This one is an evil sponge. And she throws it in the garbage, just like any kid should do. But she takes care of business. End of the book.
She jumps to cursed sponge quicker than a lot of kids that we know.
Yeah.
That we've come to meet.
It's fine. Problem solved. We're just gonna wrap up this chapter with some stuff about birthdays or whatever. So fast forward. It's Thursday. Love Thursdays. And Kat's birthday is gonna be in 2 days. Saturday, if you think about it. And she's coming out on a list of invites because her mom needs to know how many party favors to buy. And I'm just like, 2 days is not a lot of time. Kat, what the fuck? She's gonna do all this in 2 days? And they're going to a theme park? How do they arrange this in 2 days without knowing how many? So
you're right. I didn't even think about that. She hasn't invited anybody yet, and it's in 2 days. That's ridiculous.
I think the mom knew about the storm, and she was just like, "There's no fucking way." So, like in 2 days, they probably know about a huge next level thunderstorm coming in. I bet a million. Mom was just like, "Yeah, Thursday." Not Thursday, Saturday. The day of the storm.
She actually did say it wrong the first time too, and then cackled and then had to redo it. Yeah, that's funny.
But
Mom.
Daniel, he's hanging outside of her room, and I don't know why he's like decides like they live in a mansion supposedly, and like he's right outside her room being like, "Oh man, it's so fucking cool, man. It looks like a sponge, but like it's secretly alive." And Kat, I keep forgetting her name. Kat kicks open her door, and outside her bedroom, Daniel's talking to his best friend Carlo, and he's just like, "Oh, look at this dead sponge. Touch it, Carlo. Touch it. I'm also like, yeah, I get it. It's breathing and shit, but like, it's been like a week now, right? Like 2 days. It's been a couple days. So it's a sponge. And then Carlo's even just like, yeah, it's a sponge. Who gives a fuck? Kat's just like, why do you have the sponge? I threw it in the trash. And Daniel's just like, yeah, I got it out of the trash. You're welcome. Because it's a living sponge.
You almost threw away our living sponge, Kat.
Did you know this?
Thank
Did you know it's
God
a garbage can? Did you know? Kat's just like, listen, I looked it up in the encyclopedia, and it said that in my digital version as well. They didn't try and change it, like Wikipedia or wherever. They're like, encyclopedia. And she's like, they don't have eyes, and this definitely has little black peepers. Did that come up already?
Yeah, because you tried to show it to Dad.
Right, because it was throbbing. Because when it... Yeah. Oh, right, because when the brother hit his head on the table or the sink, the sponge was like, yeah, I like that. Spoilers. The sponge likes being a shithead. So Kat's just like, sponges don't have eyes. Sponges might or throb or whatever, but they can't live outside of water for like longer than 20 minutes. So that's not a fucking sponge. And then Carlo's like, fine, let me touch your dirty sponge. And he's like, oh shit, it is warm and pulsing in my hand. And now he's super excited about fucking hell. Carlo's just like, I want to go take this home and scare the shit out of my babysitter. I love how their immediate response to this is like, I want to torment another human being with this. Like, it's not whatever. Like, Kat wants to dissect it probably while it's still alive to see what's going on and declare its fucking discovery. But Carlo's just like, babysitter.
Yeah, was a babysitter or sister? Either way, yeah, he wants to scare somebody.
So,
yeah.
Kat's like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Put in the gerbil cage. And then Carlo's just like, fine, I'll put it in the gerbil cage. You're just like, And you're like, my hand! It ate my hand! It's only chapter 5! Bum, bum, bum.
Uh-oh, we've lost a boy's hand. Oh, it's too early for that. And it is, because Carlo's just goofing around. I don't like Carlo very much. He's always trying to steal people's sponges and goofs too hard. All right, but Daniel and Carlo laugh. They laugh. They're laughing. Kat was freaked out a little bit. She's mad. Don't goof about this. This is serious. We've got a living sponge on our hands, all right? So Carlo leaves. And as he leaves, he screams again, hops on one leg. Kat's like, I'm not buying another prank, all right? Just get out of here. You didn't hurt yourself. But Carlo removes his sock. He's got blood all over the bottom of his foot. Apparently, he stepped on a nail. He says he stepped on a nail, and Kat sees it. She's like, how the hell did a nail get in the floor? What in the world? That's bizarre. Well, now you're going to have to get a tetanus shot. God damn. And then inside the gerbil cage, you look over there, and the sponge is shaking joyfully. I don't know how that would look. I guess it's just maybe it has a look about it that makes it seem like it's...
Imagine like a tiny evil Santa. Yeah.
I guess so, yeah.
But on mute.
yeah. Apparently it breathes loud, but we'll see here. It says, and it breathed so loudly that I could hear the eerie sound from the other side of the room. Whoa, ah. Whoa, ah. I'm assuming that's how it sounds. As I wrapped an old T-shirt around Carlo's foot, 2 questions ran through my mind. What in the world is happening here? Why did the sponge creature suddenly get so excited? I wouldn't find out the frightening truth about the sponge creature until the next day. When I learned it, I understood why there were so many accidents in our new house. And it made me wish that I had never opened that cabinet, never reached under the sink, and never found the spongy thing. Because now it was too late. Too late for us all. Bum, bum, bum.
So Kat's mom is wicked excited about the birthday. Has there ever been a happy birthday party in the Goosebumps-averse?
I don't think so.
Like the first one we have, the birthday girl disappears and it turns into a true crime novel.
Yeah, Cuckoo Clock didn't go well.
No.
Several times.
Yeah. Mom usually like makes all the decorations, bakes a huge cake, does things so crazy, nonsense, whatever. But this year, They're going to go to a Wonder Park. It's got two-way pools and water slides and the scariest upside-down roller coaster she's been on, which is called the Monster Masher. And Carlos barfed all over himself last year. Carlos just like,
That's how good it is.
It was disgusting. She said he looked like Swamp Thing if the Swamp Thing had only eaten candy corn and cotton candy. Gross. So
That is gross.
she's wicked excited. Daniel's not invited. She's just like, fuck you, Daniel. You're too young. Even though Carlos is the same age, because she's just like, you can't come to my birthday party. And she does start to feel a little bad about it because he's like super sad. And you're just like, whatever. I'll just die. Whatever. And Kat's like, oh. And she said at one point she was even thinking like, you know what? Maybe I will ask Mom if he can come to the party. And he does something, I forget what, but he pisses her off almost immediately right after that. And she's like, fuck you, you little shit. So she wants to take I think it has something to do with this Tupperware. Anyway, she wants to take the sponge to school to show her science teacher, just her teacher. I don't fucking know. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, Mrs. Vanderhoff, yeah.
Yeah, and she's going like, Miss Vanderhoff, she's wicked smart. She'll know what to fucking do with this. She'll know if it's a sponge monster or whatever. Killer is still really ticked off about the whole thing. He's barking. He's growling at the Tupperware container, which is still, again, weird. He's never been an aggressive dog, but they leave for school anyway. But then on the way to school, you hear a loud cracking noise above their heads. And Daniel's like, look out! A huge tree branch comes falling into the air, and Kat, she's just like, oh, shit, I'm about to be crushed in the cat litter. Bum, bum, bum. That's a line from the book. The cat litter, not the holy shit part. But yeah, she does say that she's about to be crushed in the cat litter, which I read it. I did a double take in the book. I read it, flipped the page, and was like, wait, flip back. And it's like, you fucker. And then flip. I like that.
Yeah, cat litter, it's to be so clever in the face of sudden death. But yes, very good. So anyway, will she become cat litter? We'll see. Nope, Daniel, being a good brother, because he's decent. He shoves his sister out of the way, saves her life, and then he tells her, as a little brother would, that she owes him one for that. Mm-hmm. Would be a good opportunity for him to be like, maybe let me come to this water park thing. But
yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't take that opportunity. But saves her, and then inside this Tupperware container, now the sponge is going absolute sponge shit. It's super stoked that it almost killed a girl, and it's breathing loud. Whoa, ha! Whoa, ha! It's so excited, and it's jumping around and bouncing. And so, yeah, at school now, she does go to Mrs. Vanderhoff, and he says, Mrs. Vanderhoff's a very strict teacher. She's very serious, but she's also very smart. She knows her stuff, so she wants to see if Miss Vanderhoff has some answers for her about what on earth this thing is. And so she goes up and she goes, check this out, Mrs. Vanderhoff, I blurted out, shoving the sponge under her nose. I found it under the kitchen sink of our new house. And when Daniel went to grab it, he hit his head. And my dad thought I pushed him. And Mrs. Vanderhoff peered at me over her wire-rimmed glasses. Cat, shh, she ordered sharply. Now, start over, slowly and clearly. I took a deep breath and began again, starting with moving day and ending with the falling tree branch. And you say it throbs and breathes? Miss Vanderhoff asked, staring hard at me. Yes, I exclaimed. Let me see it, Mrs. Vanderhoff replied. I handed over the container. Hesitantly, she stuck her hand in and lifted the sponge out. Oh, wow, I groaned in disappointment. The sponge appeared dry and shriveled. It didn't breathe. It didn't throb. Miss Vanderhoff glared at me. Cat, what's the meaning of this? She huffed. This is an ordinary kitchen sponge. This is an ordinary kitchen sponge. She made a face. A dirty one, I might add. You're wrong, I cried shrilly, desperate for her to believe me. It's much more than a sponge. It's alive. It has eyes, see? You've got to see. Miss Vanderhoff squinted at me, shaking her gray-haired head. Oh, all right, she said with a sigh. She bent her head and examined the sponge closely. She ran her fingers over its wrinkled surface. I don't know what in the world you're talking about, she said angrily, motioning for me to take my seat. This thing doesn't have eyes. It's not alive. It's a dirty, dried-up old sponge. Mrs. Vanderhoff glared at me. If this is your idea of a joke, Katrina, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. But, I started. Miss Vanderhoff held up her hand. Not another word, she instructed. She handed the sponge back, dropping it into my hand like a piece of junk. My stomach churned with disappointment. Another one of those cases where the Goosebumps kid tries to tell an adult and it just doesn't work out. Miss Vanderhoff's not having it. So, at this point, class must go on. Kat takes her Tupperware of sponge back to her desk, or is going to. Miss Vanderhoff reaches into her desk to pull out some math tests to hand back, and then she shrieks in pain, "My fingers! Oh, I think I broke my fingers!" And says she needs a nurse. Uh-oh, what the fuck happened there? So Kat helps her get to the nurse, opens the door for her, lets her out, follows her down to the nurse's office. Nurse gives Miss Vanderhoff ice for her hand, and Vanderhoff tells Kat, she's like, "You've been helpful, Katrina. You can go back to class with your gross kitchen item." And Kat, now realizing people, she's like putting it together. She's like, "Man, everywhere I go, people are starting to get hurt." She goes back to class, and on her way back to class, she actually runs into her brother in the hallway, and he tells her, he's like, "Kat, listen, hey, I found the creature in a book, and I know what it is." What? Bum, bum, bum. We're going to get some answers in Chapter 9. Fuck yeah.
Kat grabs Daniel by his collar, slams him up against the locker, and demands answers. "What did you find, Daniel?" He's like, "Whoa, take it easy. Cool your jets, sis." Pushes her back and strains his collar, and he's just like, hey, take a look, see it. I have looked for this book all of my life in one form or another. Like, that's why I have so many fucking weird religious texts. I'm looking for the Book of the Weird and have been my entire life. There actually is, Charles Fortis wrote a book in the 19th century that cataloged a bunch of shit. But it's like phenomena, too. It's not just weird potato monsters and sponges. Anyway. Daniel. Oh, not the Book of the Weird. The Encyclopedia of the Weird. Look up Charles Fortis for me and make sure that's correct. Fortis. And like strange phenomena. Daniel's got the Encyclopedia of the Weird, which is exciting for me, for you, for everybody, because we're going to actually learn 100% what this monster is, and then have to endure at least another 10 more chapters of what is this monster, basically. But here we go. Daniel pointed to a drawing on page 89. I lowered my eyes to the page. Wrinkly skin, tiny black eyes. "It does look like the sponge," I gasped. I began reading the story underneath the drawing. "This is a gruel." A gruel, I thought. When in the world is that? I returned to the book. "The gruel is an ancient and mythical creature." "Mythical?" I cried. "It means it's not real, that it's made up. But it is real." "Keep reading," Daniel urged. "The gruel does not eat food or drink water. Instead, it gets its strength from luck. Bad luck." "Daniel," I stammered, "this is weird. Really weird." He nodded, his eyes wide. "The gruel has always been known as a bad luck charm. It feeds on the bad luck of other people. The gruel becomes stronger each time something bad happens around it." "This book is crazy," I muttered. I eagerly read some more. "Bad luck for the gruel owner." That's a weird jumble of syllables. "Bad luck for the gruel owner never ends. The gruel cannot be killed by force or by any violent means, and it cannot, ever, be given away or tossed aside." Why not? I wondered. The next lines gave me the answer. Maybe just fucking keep reading. "A gruel is only passed on to a new owner when an owner dies. Anyone who gives the gruel away will die within 1 day." "That is so stupid," I exclaimed. "Stupid, stupid, stupid." Turning to Daniel, I said in a low voice, "There is no such thing as a creature that lives on bad luck." So, I feel like we know what it is. Why are you arguing with Daniel about this thing that he found? Right? Me, you, we all agree with this. So Kat's just like, this is just, no, it's too stupid. I'm not believing this. I'm leaving. Goodbye. She goes back off to class. Because she's like, oh yeah, the teacher's dead. I need to tell everyone the teacher died from her fingers being broken. Also, I was really worried that the teacher was going to be like, why did you shut the drawer on my fingers? And I'm like, Jesus.
Right? Yeah.
The parent-teacher conference would be like, okay, so she wanted to show you a sponge, and then she slammed it. Okay, so she showed me a sponge while I was on the ladder, and then she shoved me. She shoved me. Straight up. Honey, let me talk. Okay, so, like, did she smell weird, too, to you? Like, did she smell like an old sponge? I think she's, like, sleeping with it, right? I'm just saying, honey, we're talking. The people your daughter tried to kill are talking. Anyway, so she gets back to class, and she's like, I don't know. Maybe there is something to this monster business. And the sponge is on Mrs. Vanderhoff's desk. It's just wet and breathing and just like throbbing on the desk, being like, smash your fingers.
It's so gross.
And Kat's just like, nah, I don't believe in rules anyway. But on their way home from school, Mom's outside waiting for... Jesus Christ, I was just thinking, like, it's never good when Mom picks you up from school. Like, it's never good when routine... Like, when you're that age and routine changes and you're just like, hey, why are both parents home? Anyway... But don't worry, because she comes up to them and she's like, I'm afraid I have some very bad news. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, shit, it is bad.
It is. yeah, it is bad. She tells them, she breaks the news to the children that Killer, the dog, ran away. They can't find him anywhere. She says, we called the police. They're out searching. Which, you live in a safe town when you can call the police because your dog went missing and they actively search for it. They don't just like, ma'am, put up a poster.
Apparently,
and put it on
they're constantly appraising you of what's happening on the case because Kat's like, they've got it, buddy. Don't you worry. The police are going to find Killer. They like repeatedly. And
do you think the mom called the police and was like, hello, 911? Yes, there's a killer on the loose. And they're like, we're on it.
And they've just been searching for a killer. And they're like, finally, she's like, did you ever find our dog? And they're just like, what? I thought, oh, that makes sense because no one was dead. Hey. Huh.
So, Daniel and Carlo, Daniel's pretty upset that his dog's missing. Carlo says he'll help him, so they set off with some treats to go hunt for Killer. Kat's worried now. Their home is near the highway. They just moved. What if Killer can't find his way back? Even though they only moved a few blocks, maybe he got confused. Maybe he found his way to the highway.
Did they even check the other house? Probably not. They seem real stupid.
That'd be the first place I'd look. Yeah, But she's upset, so she picks up her sponge and she. It's funny because at some point she does become so attached to the sponge. It is like a teddy bear that's stinky and weird. But she takes it to her room and then she cries because she's sad about the dog and she's upset. And while she's getting more and more upset, the sponge is also becoming animated and it's breathing and throbbing a lot. And it's like getting excited about how upset she is. And then she gets upset more with it, and then she pulls it out of I don't know if it's still in the Tupperware, maybe she put it in the gerbil cage, but either way, she brandishes the sponge and then pitches it up against the wall like she's Greg Maddux, and it splattered, and it let out a shrill cry of pain, and hell yeah, dude. Dumb, fuck that thing.
But then she looks out and sees blood on her hand, and she's like, what the fuck? But when she threw it, she did her overhand and like slashed her hand on an open pair of scissors, which is just
Yikes.
Like, god damn, really bloody episode of Goosebumps here. Like usually there's not
Stepping
so much like child blood.
Yeah.
But then she sees like Gruel's like on the floor and he's just like, and she's just like, is that fucker laughing at me? And it's like, it starts changing color now. I think this is the first color change where it's just like, it's going from brown to pink. And that's like bright red, like it's in Japan and being held by a child or something. But
that might be the scene, actually.
Yeah. Kat's just like, I'm fucking about to bleed out. I don't need to talk to this sponge right now. So she goes to get her mom. Daniel and Carlo fail, don't find Killer. So basically, if Killer dies, it's on their hands at this point. Carlo's still like, hey, can I borrow the gruel thing? And Cass is like, yeah, fucking do it. Take it. And Daniel is, whoa. You can't, man. You can't do that. You can't. No. You can't have that. No. Hey, don't. And Daniel's just like, what about the part where you'll fucking die if you give it away? And she's like, I don't believe that fucking book, and give it to him. I hope his house burns down and everyone in his family dies, and that gruel just laughs and laughs and laughs. And Carlo's just like, oh no, what happened to my family? Oh, is it because I took a dirty sponge? And what's hilarious is like, Daniel's just like, doesn't even care about Carlo. She's like, no, you'll die. Like, he's telling Kat, he's just like, and Kat's finally like, fine. Cause she can actually, like, she sees that Daniel's like worrying, stressing about it. She's like, fine, Carlo, you can't have my fucking dirty sponge. Anyway, boys bail, and they're gonna look for Killer a little bit more. Kat's sitting on a bench. She's like, you know what? If I get any more bad luck, I'm gonna bury this motherfucker. Bum, bum, bum.
All right, chapter 12. Rise and shine. It's her birthday, by the way. Tomorrow morning is my daughter's birthday, so very exciting.
Congrats your birthday.
Yeah.
I don't know what people say on birthdays. So you just tell her, good birthday, buddy.
I will. That'll confuse her, but I will do that. Okay. Next morning, it's her birthday. It's Saturday. She's stoked. She looks out the window. Damn, rain. Thunder, lightning. That means no water park, right? Mom tells her it's canceled. Can't go. And she's like, but Mom, she's like, there's a fucking storm, Cat. We can't go to a water park in a storm. We'll all die, like Ben Franklin did. Read a book. Mm-hmm. And she's like, maybe next weekend, sweetheart. Because she even asked her, she's like, Mom, maybe I can just have people over to the house today? And she's like, honey, we just moved in. We got all this stuff. It's just not a good time. Let's just wait a week. And so she's bummed, and just more bad luck. And she goes back to her room, and she's upset, and she's starting to put together that the gruel, is potentially responsible for all this. She goes over to the gruel cage, and she shakes it up. She says, "You fucking thing," and she shakes it two-handed, dude. And it's throbbing happily. It loves when she's mad, and she pulls out a notebook, and I don't know why she would do this, but she just jots down plans to get rid of it, just like some serial killer manifesto, and just jots out some ideas. So fast forward.
I think that's just the kid thing of like making lists. Did you not make a lot of lists as a kid, like plans to do things? And I did.
I just drew penises.
Okay,
I was like Jonah Hill in that one movie.
Breaking Bad.
Shading them in real good. Yeah.
Super bad.
Super Breaking Bad. Super. Yeah. But later in the day, the rain has finally stopped, and she's like, Daniel, psst, come on. Help me go dig a big hole. And she's like, what did you do to Dad this time? And she's like, no, the sponge. So they go out. The soil's nice and soft from the rain, and they get to digging. And she digs one about an arm deep, which is a pretty deep hole. And Daniel hands her the sponge. It felt all dry and dead. And it just felt like an ordinary kitchen sponge, but it wasn't going to win him over this time. She drops it in there. They cover it up. You do that thing after you finish digging a hole and you put all the dirt back in. You take the bottom of the shovel and whack the top of the dirt a little bit to signify that you're done. I bet she did that.
Stomp on it, too. Do
Stomp on it. Make sure
pee on it.
Yep.
Take a good dump.
Gotta pee. Yep. And then, happy with her work, she turns to Daniel and says, Daniel, I think our luck is going to change now. Daniel, he gone. Bum, bum, bum. Shit, lost her brother.
Was there like a footnote? Does burying the Groot cause people to disappear? Which is what we're finding out here in chapter 13. But no, you know what? She finds him in his hiding spot behind the garage. And he's acting a little bit weird. And he's like, oh, I thought the gruel might explode. Or like, stab you in the gut, or I don't jump up my urethra. I don't know. And Kat's like, it's okay. The gruel is gone, buddy. The gruel is gone. What is that? Why does that sound like a song lyric? That's going to drive me. The thrill is gone. The thrill is gone. Yeah, okay. So they go back inside. fresh from their bout of murder, wash up, get ready for some cake, because it's still birthday day. It's still fucking birthday day. We're going to have fucking chewy cake or whatever you do on birthdays, man. Fuck yeah, chew that cake. Daniel's just like, oh, man, something bad's going to happen, man. Something real bad's going to fucking happen, man, because the book literally said you can't just get rid of it. So he's kind of like Forrest Whitaker's character in the first Species movie where he's psychic. And so he gets onto a train and the inside of the train car is, imagine Jackson Pollock was like, I'm going to paint the inside of a train car with blood. So that's the inside of the train car. And Forrest Whitaker's just like, something bad happened here. So anyway, Danny's just like, holy shit, red rum up in here. That's what I think's going to happen. Sponges. And Kat's just like, I wish the dog was home, because then this would be a perfect birthday. I murdered for the first time. Everything would be perfect if Killer would just come home. Whatever. So she wishes that Killer would be home. She's about to blow out the wishes. She's about to blow out the wishes on top of the chewy candy, and she's just about to go. And then she hears, boom! Oh shit! Bum bum bum! The cake exploded like it does every birthday, right?
Yeah, it was a Looney Tunes cake, had a bomb underneath the candle. No, it was a cork pop from Sparkling Apple Cider. One of the more frustrating cliffhangers. That's got to be the lamest dumb for this book. And the lamest one in a while. I was like, God damn it, how dumb. But anyway, it's a pop on some drink. Great. But anyway, for her birthday, she gets some cake. She gets a little more cider, which I guess she's a big fan of. She gets a Discman. She gets 2 video games, some CDs, a purple backpack, and pink and purple sweatshirt. So that sounds like a pretty good birthday to me.
Yeah.
But then she notices the gerbil cage is empty. She goes back to her room with all of her stuff. She notices the gerbil cage is empty. No gruel in there. That disgusting creature is not there. It's because she's buried it. She feels pretty good about that. She's reminded, oh, thank God. It's time for bed. It's been a pretty good birthday. I got all kinds of stuff. Nothing bad happened. This is great. Wakes up the next morning, feeling pretty good. Looks outside. All of the grass is brown and dead. And she knows, Dad, not much of a handyman, more of a gardener. He put a lot of work into that yard, buddy. And now the yard was just a big mud hole. All of the roses had shriveled, but they were black. And she puts it together right away. It's because I buried that damn gruel in the yard. He's killed everything. If it were me, I don't think I would care enough about the state of the yard to go dig it up. But I guess who knows what could happen next in terms of bad luck. So she does say, I guess I got to go dig it out of the ground and save the yard. But she's got to do it sneakingly. She doesn't want anybody to see her.
Could be like, it's clearly not dead. So like,
yeah.
What if it poisons the water supply next? They might have septic.
Right. Right.
They have well and septic. Oh, bad call, man. Don't leave that thing in there.
Yeah, that's true. So she sneaks down, digs it out, reaches in. There it was, excited, throbbing under the dirt. Changed color as it breathed, too. Went from brown to pink to red. Cycled through those colors over and over. Was super stoked for all the grass it had killed. Was proud of it. And then she shoves it into her new sweatshirt. It's all muddy, and she trudges back inside all upset. And she tries to sneak back up to her room. And as she does, she slips on the stairs, lands hard on her knee. Ow! And the girl laughs. And then she reaches her hand in her sweatshirt, and she squeezes it with revenge to make it hurt. And then she goes to her room and now plots how to destroy this fucking thing that's starting to take over her life. Bum, bum, bum.
She gets really upsetting with how she tries to kill. Like, there's a lot of just, like, strangling.
Yeah.
Right? Anyway, next morning, Ma says, like, hey, Aunt Louise,
Louise, yeah.
Aunt Louise is coming tomorrow, and then I don't know why I really decided to just knock that tomorrow up in the air, just like it's just a play to it. I don't know what the fuck is going on here. Aunt Louise is great because she's like that funny, kind of kooky aunt that probably your parents are like, I wish she would like settle down and stop drinking so much at every family function, maybe do anything with her life, but whatever. But like kids fucking love her. So great to have her babysit. Not too long though, because there's that one time they came back and Danny smelled a little bit like weed. So, but she's all into like astrology and tarot and others. Tarot? Jesus. Tarot.
Of course.
And maybe she knows something about gruels, you know. Why the fuck not? It's pretty similar. So next day after school, Aunt Louise's yellow convertible's out front. What are you thinking? Like just a Mustang or something like fucking Italian or some shit? It's like a Miata. Do you think it's a Miata? Yeah. Is a Miata even a convertible? Like, can you get a convertible Miata? Yeah. So whatever. So it's out front. It's bright yellow. It's gaudy. It's great. Kat's like, hey, Aunt Louise, I need to show you something. Come with me. Come to my bedroom. And she's like, I'm sure Aunt Louise is like, oh shit. Does she have like her period and she wants to fucking tell me about it? Like, is this, I don't want to have this. This is why I don't have kids. And so she's going to Kat to her bedroom and she's like, ugh. And Kat's just like, no. I want to show you. Do you know, listen. Do you know what? Oh, shit. I just set this up to be really gross, too. Do you know what a gruel is? And Aunt Louise is just like, no, I don't know what a gruel is. And Kat's like, good, because I've got to show you in here, it's a gruel. And Aunt Louise says, oh, it's just an old fucking kitchen sponge. This does sound like a goddamn euphemism for something, and the adults just don't get it, and they're just like, this is a fucking dried out sponge. What are you talking about? And before Kat can even stop her, Aunt Louise is just like, I'm gonna touch it. Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah. Touch it, she does. She touches it, and she goes, that's a dried sponge. What's the big deal? What is the big deal with this dried sponge you got there? And she's like, is this a joke? She basically reacts the same way Vanderhoff did. Like, why are you making me see and or touch this thing? Why are you so proud of this? And then Aunt Louise just leaves. She's like, fuck this. I'm okay being the cool aunt, but that's a bridge too far. I'm not going to touch your sponge. I'm out. And the gruel now at this point, it wasn't being its gruel self, you know. It was all dry and not moving. It was hard and stiff, you know, like it just wasn't being animated or fun. And Kat's upset because that's 2 adults now. She's tried to prove it to. That's, I guess, 3 technically if you count Dad. That it's failed to show, so she tosses it back into the cage, and she's like, I hope you rot. But then the more mad she gets, it plumps up, it changes color, it gets all excited, and she sees it react, and so that makes her even more mad. And then she yanks it out of its cage and she slams it on the desk, and she gets up a textbook. All right, this is where Kat goes fucking insane, dude. She gets a heavy textbook, lays it on the desk, and just starts screaming, die, 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 and raising the book in the air and just keeps pounding it over and over, smashing it into the desk. Die, die, die. And she beats it until her arms are tired, which I've seen a lot of forensic files. People will stab at a rage hundreds of times. She could have whacked that thing hundreds of times with this textbook.
Oh, yeah. I mean, when we find out what she did to her, I'm like, that's not typically what happens to an item when you hit it with a blunt object, so I feel like hundreds of times. I'm worried about the state of this textbook.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Now, you know, when she looks at the aftermath, there's just brown and pink shreds of gruel everywhere, literally in pieces. And she goes, yes, finally, yes, I've dismantled the gruel. And then before her eyes, all the pieces started to move and shake all over on the desk. Bum, bum, bum.
This can't be happening, I whispered. But it was. The pieces, the shreds of gruel, they were sliding across the desktops, slithering, rolling together, coming back together, forming a brown ball. Sponge. It didn't take long, a minute at the most. And now the gruel stared up at me again, and it vibrated so hard that my desk actually began to rock. Its cruel snicker cut through my shocked silence. Shut up! Shut up! I screamed, but it snickered even louder. Frantic, I grabbed a dirty sock from the clothes hamper. I used it to pick up the gruel, and then I hurled the thing back into the cage. So she's upset. She's real upset. She throws herself on the bed, feels a little helpless, falls asleep to the sound of that thing laughing. Jesus Christ. Next morning, Daniel wakes her up and he's just like, hey, you're gonna be late for school. And runs off. She's rushing to get ready, realizing she doesn't even have fucking school today because it's a teacher work day. Mother...
Daniel, come on.
Come on.
That's a good one, though. Let's be honest. That wasn't very mean-spirited. That's just a good one. That
is a good one, yeah. You got to take advantage of a day off like that.
For sure.
But she's not excited about a day off from school because now she's worried about what this gruel might do. So she's going to do her homework because she might as well be miserable. I guess, I don't know. But it's an essay for Mrs. Vanderhoff. And the prompt, and this is tragical because it's my family and what they mean to me. But she doesn't even get past the first line. She's just like, they mean a whole lot to me. I'm like, I remember writing essays like that. Jesus. So she's like, I need a snack break. Fuck my family. Carlo's come over and he's playing video games with Daniel, which is what she should be doing. She got 2 video games for her birthday and she's not playing them? It's like right? 4 days later. After she's done snacking, she realizes and Carlo's gone. Daniel's still playing games and she's just like, blah, 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 blah. Pew, 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 pew. Cat's just like, where the fuck did Carlo go? He's like, I don't fucking went home. Meh. Cat goes back to her cage and, get back to her cage. Cat goes back to her room, sees the cage is empty. The gruel is gone. The gruel is gone. Baby. Dun, dun, dun.
It does sound like a Bon Jovi lyric.
No, it's an old blues
They searched
song.
everywhere for the gruel.
The gruel is gone.
Oh. They want it dead or alive. Gruel, they can't find it. They search everywhere for the gruel. Now, it was already pretty obvious to me when they walked by and Carlo was gone and she noticed that Carlo has the gruel, but they search for the gruel and then she freaks and she's worried she'll die and she goes to tell Daniel, the gruel is gone. And he's like, Carlo probably took it. You know, I think Carlo probably took it. And because he doesn't believe in this whole encyclopedic myth, he thinks it's all a big joke. And he still wanted to take it to scare his sister or whatever, but he also probably went and showed it off for some reason, even though it's just a sponge. And so Daniel and Kat hop on their bikes to go search for Carlo so that Kat doesn't die mysteriously in the night from a curse. And they check the playground first. Daniel says Carlo would have definitely swung by the playground and shown off this sponge to some other kids. Why? I don't know. Why would other kids ever be excited about the sponge? Who knows? But he does it. And they turn the corner and on their bikes and they see someone lying in the street. Uh-oh, who is that down there? Let me pet a little closer. What is that? That looks like a Carlo. Is that Carlo down there? It's like, oh my God, it's Carlo. He's sprawled on his stomach. His arms and legs are stretched over the pavement. We're too late, Daniel cried. We're too late. Carlo's been struck by a goddamn something. Dumb. Carlo's dead.
Oh, yeah, so he's definitely hurt, though, which is hilarious. Charles Fort. Just Fort, not Fortis. Charles
just
Fort.
Fort?
Yeah. He's considered the first ufologist, apparently. I had a couple of copies of his books, but they look like they've been written, to be honest, by ufologists, which is to say dense and insane and really boring. Sorry. To fans of Charles Fort, I guess. So Carlo... he's racing some kids on his bike, going super fast, lost control, hits a tree. Carlo fucks up his knee. Bike looks like a pretzel. Bikes don't last very long in a R.L. Stine book either, to be honest. And Daniel and Kat are just like,
just stolen or
man, gruel had to do something to do with this, right? And Carlo says like, hey, the gruel couldn't have done anything. It was in my bike basket. Hey, my name's Carlo. Hey. So they're just like, okay, we're going to go get the fucking gruel and get the fuck out of here, and you can limp home or whatever, Carlo. But the gruel's not in the basket. And Daniel's just like, hey, if you don't find that gruel, you're going to die in 24 hours per that book that we read. So, dun, dun, dun. That's
dun,
it.
dun,
You're
dun,
going to
find
die.
it or you die. So they're looking around. They look around the tree. They do like a little bit of accident reconstruction. They try to see what was the trajectory when he was struck. How could it have flown from the basket, maybe to a tree, around the tree?
They follow his skid marks of his bike. And he's just like, you weren't going as fast as you said you were, buddy. You're probably only making 10 miles per hour. That's not even fast on a bike. He's like, shut up.
They're doing blood splatter analysis, the whole gig, measuring the skid marks. They look up and down the block. Undercars, in flower beds. No luck, no gruel. Oh, shit. But then they happen to spy a sewer grate over there on the street. And they're like, hey, you know what? I bet it fell down in there. And Daniel, being a solid brother, even though he's a little timid, he's like, I'll go down there and look, because he really doesn't want his sister to die. He really wants to find this gruel. And Kat, she sees how terrified he is, and she's like, I'll go down into the sewer and search for the little poop-shaped object that will look like all the other poop-shaped objects in the sewer. I will do that. I will do that. And so she climbs down in there. They lift up the sewer grate because they're very strong for their age.
Yeah,
and
fuck pushing a tree over. 2 children lifting a sewer grate? I watched like 6 firemen struggling with one of those ones. Because they're not just like a tiny thing. It's like 4 inches thick of steel. It's not just like, Anyway.
Yeah, maybe they used a cantilever or a lever. I don't know what I'm saying. But they get down in there, and it's dark, it's slimy. It's a sewer. There's Ninja Turtles down there. She thinks she can hear the gruel. She can hear the it's breathing loud. But it's so dark down there, she cannot see at all. Can't see a hand in front of her face. So she wants to go toward where she hears it, and she decides, she's like, well, I'll let go of the ladder. I'll count my steps in the dark and move toward it. And then she does, and she's about 6 steps away. And then she hears a scratching sound and sees several big, bright pairs of eyes glowing back at her in the dark. Oh, my God, she found the goddamn gruel commune. They're all going to kill her. Bum, bum, bum.
Hilariously, there's no real resolution to this in the sense of like, oh, it's just blah. She's like, fuck this, and gets the fuck out of there. Like, she just gets out of there. We don't really know what they ever are. She's just like, ah!
It's true. It also never explains why she would have heard the gruel down there.
Maybe she just heard 6 raccoons breathing. It. Yeah,
that's fair. Yeah.
And she's just like, sorry, Daniel, no gruel, 6, maybe 20 raccoons. I don't fucking know. Daniel's just like, you're going to die. We'll never find a gruel. We couldn't even find Killer. And they're still looking. They're looking under benches, behind hedges. Kat's just like, is the encyclopedia true? Will I die? Should we find it? And Daniel's just all of a sudden, he's like, there it is, sis. And he just books it, and he sees the gruel. Bum, bum, bum.
Oh,
happy
thank
bum, bum,
God. Happy bum, bum, bum. The rare, ever elusive happy bum, bum, bum. Daniel has eyes on the gruel. He runs towards it, stooped down, but then every time he goes to grab it, the wind blows it further from him. This reminds me, when I was a little fat 8-year-old boy, I would go up to my neighbor's house. He was a bit older than me, and we would play baseball together. He was pretty kind to play with me, even though I was a fair bit younger, but we still, played catch and stuff. And one time I was a little fat boy, and the ball got away from me, and I was going to get it. Every time I would run and get close to it, I would accidentally kick it a little further ahead of me.
Oh.
And I remember him laughing so hard, and me just being like fat, hot, and frustrated, like feeling embarrassed because every time I'd go to get it, I'd accidentally kick it further away from myself. Good stuff. That's what this reminded me of. So he's running toward the gruel. It's getting away from him. But finally,
Danny is supposed to be a chunker too.
Yeah.
They do say that at the beginning, where she's Kat's like her dad, tall and gangly and thin, and if one parent or child is thin, then the other one's a chunker.
Yeah, it's always
said. Well, and she was just like, he's more like my mom, which made fat.
I know.
I mean, she didn't say fat. She was just like, chubby and a fat. It's like, okay, calm down, Jesus, Kat.
Yeah, there's always a bit of a Abbott Costello contrast with the families, but he finally gets it. He grabs it, and it's not the gruel. It's just it was a brown paper bag just blowing haphazardly across the plains of whatever town this is. And then Kat gets emotional because she's like, well, shit, now I'm going to die. I'm probably going to die. We didn't find the gruel. It escaped us. And my fate is sealed within the next day or night. I don't even know what it means by day. Within the next number of hours, I will be a dead girl thanks to a sponge I found under the sink. And she says, a tear came to my eye. I blinked it away quickly. I didn't want Daniel and Carlo to see how scared I was. The panic rose in my chest. Would I really die if we didn't find that evil creature? I suddenly pictured Mom and Dad sitting around crying and missing me. I pictured Aunt Louise wailing. It's all my fault. I didn't believe her. I imagined Daniel walking to school all alone. I gazed down at my brother, who slumped sadly on the curb with Carlo. And I had a truly terrifying idea. Maybe the gruel wasn't lost. Maybe the creepy little creature had decided to hide from me, so it could perform its most evil trick of all. Hide for 24 hours so that I'd have the ultimate bad luck. Death. Carlos startled me by jumping to his feet. His dark eyes glowed excitedly. I have an idea, he cried. An idea? I demanded. What kind of idea, Carlo? He smiled at me and grabbed my arm. Come on, hurry. I think I know where the gruel might be. Ta-da! Bam, bam, bam. Everybody got it. It kind of turned into like an El Cid situation for me there. I'm very sorry, but Carlo has an idea.
Carlo suspects that one of the kids he was racing picked up the gruel because kids love sponges.
Yeah, they do.
So they head to the playground where the older kids usually hang out. Carlo's like, it's them fuckers. And I forget if it's Danny or if it's Kat. They're like, those kids look like they're in fucking high school, so I don't know if I can get involved in this shit.
Those kids are smoking and sharpening swords. We're not going over there.
No. Like, one of them is fucking doing heroin, I'm pretty sure. But it turns out they're all just fascinated by the gruel, which one of the other kids is like, holy shit, do you guys say this? Or because I smoked some shit that I found in my dad's drawer, and I don't know if it's pot or anything, but like, is it moving? I think it's moving. And so all the friends are gathering around it. So Kat's just like, all right, I got this. I run up to them. Hey, how's it going? I said in my friendliest voice. I know this sounds dumb, but you've got my favorite sponge. Can I have it back? The tall boy narrowed his eyes at me. He was kind of good looking, with bright green eyes and straight blonde hair down over his shoulders. Your favorite sponge? He repeated. He grinned. Sorry, you're mistaken. This is my favorite sponge. No, really, I insisted. It fell off that kid's bike. I pointed at Carlo. Fuck. He and Daniel stood watching from a distance. I really need it. Can you prove it's yours? Conan demanded. Obviously. That little shit, he did the same thing with the hamster. Is your hamster? Can you prove it? Is your name on the hamster? He rolled it around in his hand. I don't see your name on it. I narrowed my eyes and gave him my meanest glare. You'd better give it back to me, I threatened, because it's not really a sponge. It's evil. It brings bad luck to anyone who has it. Oh, I'm scared, he teased. Means bad luck for you, because you're not getting it back. He waved the gruel in front of my face, and then called to his friend. Hey, Dave, catch! He tossed the gruel to Dave. Dave Gruel? R.L. Stein, it was a long walk, but you got us there in the end.
Oh my god!
It was all just a Dave Grohl joke. That's great. Okay. I got so tired. I got so tired. I was listening to our Mummy review, and how at 3 different points during the Mummy returns or whatever, we're just like, oh, fuck, how many more pages? Anyway, I'm not feeling that way this time. it was just like, Dave Grohl, Dylan, Jesus.
Dave Grohl,
anyway.
so good.
Hey, give me that. I leaped. I hate leaped. I always want to say leapt.
Yeah.
Hey, give me that. I leaped for the gruel, but the sponge sailed high over my head. Back and forth they threw the gruel, laughing, keeping it high over my head, out of my reach. They were having fun. I wasn't. Really, Kat? We get that. After 10 minutes of their stupid keep-away game, I gave up. Fine, I thought. Let them play with the gruel. Would soon find out that it didn't play fair, I thought nastily. As I backed off, I shouted at the two older boys, "You'll be sorry!" The blonde guy shrugged his shoulders, not knowing he's a kid in an R.L. Stine book about to play baseball, and hurried off to take his turn at bat. He made a big show of tucking the sponge into his back pocket, where he knew I couldn't get it. He stepped to the plate, crouched in a batter stance. Oh, shit, that doesn't sound right. Hold on, wait, we're gonna do this right. No. I don't know. No. What is the sound of a baseball hitting someone's head? Where's my baseball? Anyway. Thwack. The very first pitch beamed the guy in the head. His eyes rolled around wildly. He wobbled, then sank to the ground. He collapsed in a heap and didn't move. Just like Stork.
Oh, yeah.
And the one of the kids in the Camp Nightmare. It's been a while since we've seen a kid go down from a baseball-induced concussion. But guess what? Shithead goes down almost immediately. The other boys are just like, holy shit, what happened? Cat's just like, grueled ya. And none of the other kids are listening because their friend, like, blood is coming out of his eyes and ears. And he's just, You're like, not again. We can't lose another kid. They'll make us wear helmets. And, like, Dave's just like, Jesus Christ. Gruel's on the ground because Dave likes having the seizure from the major brain trauma he's just having. And Gruel fell out of his pocket. And Cat lunges for it, but can't get to it in time. Oh shit, Dave Gruel's not the one who takes the ball to the bat, it's the other one. Anyway, Dave Gruel picks up the Gruel, and he's just like, you know what, if you want it, go chase it, and throws it. Bum, bum, bum. Dave Gruel, guitar player, drummer.
Yeah, singer.
Baseball
player, the whole thing.
I didn't know if he was a bass player, but that, like, why fucking play bass if you're already a drummer? That seems kind of fucking stupid to me. Like, play a different thing, right?
Yeah, play a
don't
different
keep
thing.
rhythm section. So he plays, right?
Plays bear. Yeah, he plays the bear and the thwack. He also plays thwack.
Thwack, 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 thwack.
But it's weird. I don't understand what, because he says go chase it and he throws it, but then he also catches it. So I don't understand that he just throw it straight up. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he went like, oh, go get it. Oh wait, this will make the book take too long. Oh, here we go.
Right. So he throws it, and then he catches it over her head, and then he just kind of immediately loses interest, and he tosses it to her, and he goes, here, take it. And then he went back to check on his friend who had been knocked out cold by baseball. And the gruel is now pulsing violently in her hand, and she's like, we got to get out of here. We got to get home. And they hop on their bikes, and they leave for home. And Kat wants to get home fast. She pedals hard as hell with her head down. Just, we got to get home before anything terrible happens to us. We got to get this thing.
Does she not remember what happened to Carlo? You stupid woman.
You know, not taking heed of what happened to Carlo. You know, he got hit by a truck earlier, but you know, she's taking the risk here. She's going home with the gruel in hand, and from somewhere behind her, where they're pedaling fast trying to get home, she hears Daniel call for her, but she can't quite hear him. And then he calls again, and she's like, I don't know what he's saying. I'm just trying to get home. And she can't make out the words. But then she hears the blare of a horn, the shrill squeal of brakes, and then a black and silver truck was about to crush her like a bug. Uh-oh, more cat litter. Bum, bum, bum.
She hits the brakes, does a flyer. Truck skids up behind her, just barely manages to hit her. Yeah, just barely manages not to hit her. Jesus Christ.
Close.
Whole different story. Truck driver's just like, what the fuck you doing in the middle of the road, kid? Hey, what the fuck? Hey, kid, what the fuck? Holy shit, I shit myself. I hope no one knows. Like, because she's just like, why is he yelling at me? And it's like, because that guy shit himself.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was like, I nearly killed a child because I was scratching my balls through my pocket 100%. So
that's my worst nightmare.
She gets back on the
to have itchy balls.
He's just, oh God, remember the guy, the fucking steamroll driver?
Oh, that's
who runs over the
dummy. Yeah, that poor bastard, dude. That's horrible, horrible.
One of the funniest fucking things I'm thinking about right now. Just holy shit, that guy. He just thought he ran over a child.
Poor guy.
He just ran over a child. Anyway. Whew.
That was a real goosebump for adults moment right there.
Oh, anyway. So she gets back on her bike. Luckily, she doesn't total her bike like Carlo does. But you know that little fucking shithead is just laughing in her basket the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
Then her front tire hits a broken bottle. Bike she does another fucking flyer, hits the ground. And she's like, motherfucker, tire's shredded. So she's got to walk her back. And the whole time, the girl's just laughing. And it's just like... And she's got like, oh God, rolling her bike home with one torn up tire. She's just like, motherfucker, kicks the bike, stubs her toe on the rim. Things just like, and she's like, ugh. I just see her getting more like, I'm fucking,
oh my God,
just fucking, like, this is, I feel like when she thinks of the garbage disposal idea is at this moment after she's kicked the rim of the tire. So she runs over the rule of her bike, backing over. Daniel's just like, you need to fucking stop because you're just giving it what it wants. Like, it is weirdly excited about everything that you're doing because it's just, she's rolling it over the bike tire and the whole time, hate me, and just like throbbing and red and just like sticky. And she's okay. You know what? You fucking want this then? Let's go. So she takes it and she's just like, Dan's like, oh shit, what the fuck's going on? I don't like where this is going. And Kat's just like, oh fucking, we're gonna fucking play now, motherfucker. You fucking like the bike tire. So she takes it and she shoves it into the kitchen sink. She's like, you want to go back beneath the sink? Jams it in there with a fucking spatula, running the hot water the whole time because you don't want to be fucking not running the hot wire when you run the garbage disposal. Flips the switch and she just like... It's just like the scene in Fargo when he's just shoving Steve Buscemi, spoilers, into the wood chipper. Like I can just see like Kat just like, yes, just like, yeah, you like that. So she's killed it. That's the end of that, Kat says. But Daniel's looking at the sink. He's like, no, it's not gone, Kat. It's not gone. Bum, bum, bum.
It's not gone. The sink was backing up with hot water. The basin was filling as if something was coming from the other direction, coming up out of the garbage disposal. Now, could it be just shreds of gruel? You would hope, but no. It's full gruel in one piece, dude. He had turned an angry purple, and he thumped in the basin of the sink all excited, like just feeding off of their rage, making him super stoked. And Kat grabs it because she's still angry. Kat's full of rage, dude. And she squeezes the water out of the sponge and squeezes it as hard as she can till she can feel her own fingers through it. And the harder she squeezed, the warmer it got until it became scorching hot in her hand. She had to let it go. She's like, ow, it's too hot to handle. And then she lets it go and it falls and then it's all happy again. And so it's a real menace, and it's taking joy in their ire. And then Daniel, he goes and he fetches the encyclopedia real quick. He's like, 1 second, let me be right back. Maybe there's a footnote we didn't read about how to kill it. And so he goes to grab it, and he reads. He's like, okay, it says the gruel cannot be killed by force or any violent means. And he ponders it for a second. He's like, I guess that means it can't be killed. But Kat smiles. Kat has an idea. Bum, bum, bum.
This legit might be one of my favorite figure outs.
Yeah?
Chapter 27, which I will read in its entirety in the voice of our protagonist, Katrina Kat Merton. Much as I hated to, I picked up the throbbing gruel from the sink and held it gently in my hands. I patted the disgusting creature tenderly on its wrinkled head. Then I sang to it sweetly. Lullaby and good night, little gruel. Didn't think out that melody when I started that. I love you. Please sleep tight. Little Gruel, la la, la la la, la la la. Cat, I'm worried about you, Daniel groaned. Stop it, okay? You're a little messed up. You need to lie down. But I just kept singing as sweetly as I could. What is she doing? Daniel asked Carlo. Do you get it? Carlo shook his head. I didn't pay any attention to them. I had to concentrate. I forced myself to stroke the gruel lovingly. I hugged the slimy thing and cuddled it in my arms as I would a soft puppy. I cooed in its ear. Little Gruel, sweet Gruel, cute Gruel, wonderful Gruel, you're so nice, so sweet, so wonderful, I love you, Gruel. Cat, please, Daniel begged. You're upsetting me. I'm really worried about you, Cat. How can you pet that thing? Carlo demanded. It's so gross. Sweet Gruel, I whispered. So sweet. I cuddled it tenderly and stroked its wrinkled skin. If this doesn't work, I told myself, nothing will. I'm going to get Mom and Dad, Daniel threatened. He started backing toward the kitchen door. Shh. I raised a finger to my lips. Then I pointed down at the gruel cradled in my arms. Look, guys. The gruel's violent throbbing had slowed to a gentle pulse. I sang some more, softly, gently, sweetly. We all watched in amazement as the gruel's color faded. From red to pink, and finally back to its ordinary dull brown color. Wow, Daniel whistled. Keep watching, I said, hugging the gruel closely. I sang another lullaby. The gruel let out a low sigh. I could see it shrinking, see it drying up in my arms. Its eyes closed. The dry brown skin covered them up. It's getting weaker, Cat, Daniel whispered excitedly. Keep watching, I told him. Then I cooed to the gruel. There, little gruel. What a sweet gruel. I rocked it like a baby. The gruel's breathing slowed, then stopped. The gruel slumped lifelessly in my hand. Not a sound. Not a throb, not a twitch. Now, check this out, I announced to Daniel and Carlo. I raised the wrinkled sponge to my face and planted a big, fat kiss on it. Sorry, that's the best I could do, a dun-dun-dun with a kiss sound.
Very good, yeah. I'm glad you had to read that chapter, not me. Well done, by the way.
Yeah, I managed to keep it pretty clean for me. Like for like normal people would probably be, hey, that's how I would have read it. Which, you know, sometimes I strive to be normal.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. The sponge, now that it's felt the love, it lets out a slow sigh and shrink into a tiny ball and kind of withers down into almost nothing, and she kind of blows on it like it's like a wisp, and it falls apart into brown puffs. Carlo and Daniel are impressed. They're like, wow, we've seen... Well, I guess I don't even know if they bore witness to her most outlandish rages toward the gruel, but had they witnessed that, they'd be even more impressed.
I think no one saw... No, Daniel and Carlo saw her, like, try and murder her at the bike. I'm guessing, if Carlo's still here, I'm guessing he came with Daniel. Saw her trying to murder her at the bike, and then garbage disposal it.
And they missed the textbook and the time that she pitched it off the wall and all the squeezing.
That was private time for Kat.
Yeah. So anyway, even based on what they've witnessed with her rage toward it, they're pretty impressed that she figured it out. She knew to turn the tables on the thing and show it love rather than hate. And she's like, let's go celebrate with some ice cream. So they all go out to get some ice cream. And they say, you know, maybe now with the gruel gone, our luck will change and we'll be the luckiest family on the block. And then she hears the breathing sound again. Oh, no. And they all turn. They all hear it. They face the door. Daniel, did you hear it too? I heard it. Carlo, did you hear it too? Yeah, they all have cold chills. I didn't kill it. It's back. It's back. Can we ever get rid of this goddamn thing? Bum, bum, bum.
Like, that is pretty terrifying that, like, they're going to go weeks, I feel like, being like, oh shit, is it back?
Yeah, no joke.
Like, they watch it go through a garbage disposal, which as a kid,
nothing comes back.
Like,
from
as
that.
an adult, I realized the garbage disposal does not actually disintegrate food that much. It kind of breaks it down into smaller pieces, but it's not like turning things into atoms. When I was a kid, I thought things went in a garbage disposal and were like vaporized. But anyway, afraid to look, Kat's just like, you know what? Someone's got to fucking check. Goes to the back door, twists the knob to peer out, and it's the fucking dog. It's Killer. Hey, Killer. Hey. He's breathing noisily because he's one of them smush-faced dogs. So he's like, and his tail's wagging. Everyone's happy. They're just like, oh, yay, Killer's alive. They hug the dog. They see that green grass has returned. The Gruul's evil forces have finally been lifted. Kat's just like, she reaches in her back pocket and she's like, I still got $11 from Grandma's birthday card. I'm taking everybody ice cream. And it's like, yourself. But then I'm like, it's 1995. That might be enough for three kids like to have ice cream. Yeah.
Literally 11 ice creams, probably. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. You could fucking Mr. Softy. Like, ice creams were like $1.50 at the ice cream parlor. The waitress is kind of over these kids' antics because they're just like, oh, a sponge. Ah! And the waitress is like, can you fucking, why do they always put the kids in my section? God fucking damn it. They never tip. So they have a great time. They eat so much ice cream that the waitress probably was really sick of them by the time they left. There's probably ice cream everywhere. But they get home. They're going to go hang out with Killer. Killer's like, oh, man, I can't wait to see our dog that we haven't seen forever. But Killer's back by the kitchen sink. He's like, hey, guys, monster alert. Woof, woof. Get in there. Get that monster. But then, Kat's just like, silly Killer. He's probably just hungry for some kibble. And so she makes him a bowl of food. She even gets last night's turkey dinner. Just puts up some pieces, puts them on. Killer's still like, get the fuck out of here. Because there's some shit under the sink. Kat's just like, fine, just whatever. Killer, let's see what's under this thing. Opens the kitchen cabinets under the kitchen sink, and she's like, hey, nothing in here. Oh, wait. Killer, what are you doing? Killer jumps in there. She's like, no, there's no Gruul. But he's got something in his mouth. And she's, motherfucking goddamn dogs, takes the thing out of his mouth, and she's like, ow. Bit me, whatever the fuck it is. But it's all brown and lumpy. It's just a potato. What you don't know, because I think we forgot to mention it, and by we, I mean me, because that was my section, but they mentioned another creature called a lynx that's very similar to a Gruul that looks just like a potato. Honestly, what a sad and tragic universe that these kids live in, that all the monsters look like the most boring things you'd find under a kitchen sink. Like, it's not even like a steel wool monster. Anyway. So she's got this potato in her hand, and it's nicked her or something, and she rolls it over, and she's like, Daniel, I don't like the looks of this. And it's got a mouthful of teeth, and what you don't know is if it latches onto you, it drains you dry until you die. So, and there's not even a cutesy wordplay in that definition, you just fucking die. Bum, bum, bum.
Bum, 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 bum. That's the end. And the whole family was murdered by a toothy potato. All right. What a ride this was. I was thinking this one, I had a couple of thoughts, actually. I'll start with the first one here is, I believe kids gathered around a sponge that's moving on its own. A very 90s experience. I feel like modern kids wouldn't give that 2 winks. They'd kick it in the trash can. But I feel like back in the day, we might all meet up down at the skate park to look at Jimmy's moving sponge.
If this had happened in Oregon, hacky sack would have been invented. That's what would have happened with fucking Gruul. Yeah, hey, that feels like such a dated jokes too. Like, let's travel back to 30 years to when that joke would have been mildly humorous.
So there's that. And then I also was thinking this book reminded me a little bit of The Haunted Mask, where you just have this entity that's kind of lording over your every move and kind of influencing you and won't let you move on with your life. I guess Slappy and Mr. Wood kind of have the same sort of menacing element to them. But it kind of reminded me of that. So I thought that was interesting.
For me, it reminded me of, there's a Stephen King story called, I think, The Chattering Monkey, but it's a cursed object story. It's this kid he finds, and his dad used to be like a merchant marine or something like that, or a soldier, and in his trunk, in a footlocker, there's like a monkey with a little symbol, so you wind it up and it claps the cymbals. And every time it claps the cymbals, someone dies, which is hilarious if you're a child. So then, basically, the sandwich with the kid has grown up, and he's got his own son, and he finds this fucking cymbal monkey again after he thought he got rid of it, and he's like, shit. And so he wants to get rid of it before it claps the cymbals. And so there's a scene where he dumps it into a lake that is so deep that he thinks it'll finally be gone. And there's a news story later about how all the fish in the lake die, and that reminded me so much of the scene with the plants where the girl gets buried. Yeah. Sorry, that was a long way to go, but those two scenes just
I get
so
that.
Similar.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and this one is interesting because I don't know that we've done a number of different stories and some of it is all kind of running together, but I don't know that we've ever treaded the line between like so outlandishly dumb and maintaining some level of like serious
fear factor,
sort of emotional eeriness.
I was trying to think of describing this as being a silly book, and it has silly moments in it, but it's also a very upsetting book. Like all the scenes where Kat loses her shit and just goes full on like Bundy Blitzkill on this goddamn sponge is a little like, I'm going to jump ahead a little bit and be like, I kind of love this. It was such a fast, like while I was reading it, I just zoomed straight through it. Like, and I'm pretty sure I hated this book and read it twice as a kid, or 3 times. Like, I don't remember reading it very many times.
Yeah, it's kind of psychologically taxing to go through the I again, like this one and The Living Dummy and The Haunted Mask, where it's like they're good, but like you're on edge the whole time because you're agitated by what's going on, and you're kind of wanting. There's not a lot of comic relief,
especially with the beginning stuff, where it's just like, did you push your dad? It's like, what the fuck is this book gonna become? You're right, because that felt very like Carly Beth too, where it's just like, oh, Carly Beth, what the like she strangles her friend at one point. Like,
oh yeah, she goes off. Yeah, so it had elements like that I guess we hadn't encountered in a while. It seemed like a more serious. It seemed like it had a darker tone to it than the others. Not a lot of comic relief, other than the fact that we riffed on. Like, when you're reading the book, I don't think you really think so much about how ridiculous the sponge is. It's not until you, like, talk about it where you're like, it is kind of dumb.
Yeah, no, and it was very much like that, where I read it and it's just like, Jesus, this is a little more intense than I was expecting it to be. And then when we were getting set up, while we were getting set up, I was thinking like, oh man, this stupid fucking book about the sponge and blah, blah, blah. But then I was like looking over the notes you put together, and it's like, this wasn't a fun book.
No.
Weirdly. Like, if you describe the plot, it sounds funny, but like, it's children get maimed. Like, the way they describe like Carlo's knee, and he's having to like, and Carlo's got his foot, he stepped on a nail. Even as an adult, I don't like thinking about stepping on nails. As a child, I probably thought it was funnier because I was like, watched Home Alone. No, I probably thought that would hurt too. But yeah, what did you think about it? Because I felt like you, although you start every recording like, I don't know how we feel about this one. It's like, do you say that every time now? Because I feel like you've said that, and then you were just like, I love this one. I was like, Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, kind of the same. I don't know if I'm losing my edge or not, but I know at the end of Monster Blood, I literally didn't know how to feel about it. And I was like, this is one where I need to wait for the end of the episode to see how, what talking through it does for me. I think
that one too, though.
Yeah, I think this was kind of similar, where when I got to the end, I was kind of conflicted because I was like, this whole premise is really stupid, but at the same time, I love it. It felt like one of those where, he's 30 books in. Who knows how many times the ghostwriter's been used. He's low on ideas, potentially. I don't know. We say that. He's still making books. But he's like some simple concept of where are kids told never to go, never to look. And my daughter's not allowed to look under our sink because that's where chemicals are. We have a lock on it. So it's kind of like a forbidden place. And you could think, like, he could do anything with whatever the spooky thing is going to be, but he makes it this lumpy sponge, and I love that.
But that plays into why it's effective, because all the adults are like, okay, get the fuck away from me.
Right.
It made me think of like the frog on, first Looney Tunes. But do you watch Tiny Toons? Were you a Tiny Toons kid? Yeah. The episode where Hampton is dissecting a frog, but the frog starts singing and dancing, but only when he's alone. That episode is so fucked up. Like, as an adult, he's like, he keeps going to his teacher's like, it's alive. And he's just waving this dead frog at his teachers. And they're like, okay, you need to go home. Like, this is upsetting. Like, as an adult, that's one of those episodes. I was thinking about it while we were reading this one, because it's very similar, where she keeps trying to tell everyone, it's like, this is a monster. It's like, it's a dirty sponge. Like, the mom's reaction, like, I can see the wheels in her brain turning. Like, this is what we're arguing about. Your brother nearly got concussed because you were fighting over a sponge and we're moving. Go walk the dog. Finish cleaning the kitchen. What's wrong with you?
Had a similar effect to the girl who cried monster, where just, except it wasn't because she was lying that no one believed her. It was just one of those where none of the adults were going to buy into this.
Right.
So yeah, it was, I think it was fun. I ended up liking it. And in fact, and I don't know how this is going to sit once we do our end of the season run through, but I think it might be my favorite of the season, to be honest with you. I think it shines enough. I'm going to have to give it 6 toothy potatoes out of 7.
I'm going to give it, I will say, I'm going to give it 4 brown lumps out of 5. And only because, as a kid, the reason why I hated the story is like, are you fucking serious? The monsters are just brown lumps? So you lose a lump because, come on. Like, as a kid, as an adult, I enjoy it far more for some reason. The idea of like, it's a sponge. But like, as a kid, I was so, you have this encyclopedia of weird. And so the only 2 things we hear about it are a deadly sponge and a bitey potato. It's like, you have a whole encyclopedia. All right. So, yeah. No, definitely. I have a feeling, maybe not my favorite, because I have a feeling I'm going to look back at this season and I'm going to be like, this might be my favorite season so far.
Really? But okay.
Maybe.
That's surprising. Yeah. I mean, we don't have to get into it now, but the first season still I'm still chasing that high. But this one certainly had some strong entries. Maybe not of the more traditional spooky. I think we talked about it last time, how you can kind of divide them up between like interesting story, spooky story, and just cartoon. And this one kind of teetered between cartoon and spooky. So, but pretty good altogether. All right. Well, let's see what else we got to do here. Let's get to some trivia. So, the title is a spoof on the classic film It Came From Beneath the Sea, which I have never seen. Dylan, have you seen it?
No. I would have thought it was from It Came From Outer Space, but this actually has Beneath on there too. So, yeah.
Yep.
No, I have not. It sounds like a terrible Roger Corman movie, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, he only made, 2,000 movies, so there's a good chance. A funny anecdote on Twitter, a user asked R.L. Stine, did the previous owner of the killer sponge die? Is that why the kids from the family that moved in suddenly became the owners of it? And Stine jokingly in heavy quotation marks, Stine responded with, I think you need to get a life. That's our boy.
Robert Gordon was the director of It Came From Beneath the Sea, so
Oh, thank you for looking that up. What year was that movie?
1955.
Oh, wow.
Actually. He is also the director of The Jazz Singer, which was one of the early Best Picture winners. Also features a lot of blackface, so maybe don't watch it. I don't even know if it's supposed to be a good movie. Let's be honest. There's enough good movies in the world without watching The Jazz Singer. So
The Jazz Singer was the first movie to do something, though, right? Was it the first one with sound?
Talkie.
Yeah, the talkie.
I believe it's the first talkie, yeah.
This is also, and I mentioned this, I guess earlier I said it was the only one Jacobus did not sign, but the trivia actually specifies one of the few in the original series that Jacobus did not sign. And then the 2015 version changes Discman to some gift cards and changes computer games to simply video games. So there's your...
I love that the person is like, there's no fucking way we're going to anticipate whatever music device. Just say gift cards.
Gift cards. Yep. All right. Well, that does end season 3 here. It's been a pretty good one. Been pretty fun. We'll be back in a few months with season 4. We got more Stein Tinglers we can hit on the in-between, and we always will come back. We like coming back and doing our top 10 books from the season, do a rank and sort, do our favorite covers from the season.
I feel like we should do the second movie at some point, too, but whatever.
We got to do the second movie at some point, too. I agree. We got a lot we got to do. So I'm just saying it's...
More episodes.
There's more episodes.
Like a TV series.
Yeah, we got
a TV series.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll tack one of those on when we do the rankings too. That's we like doing that. Well, that does wrap us up here. So you can always email the show. We got goosebumpspodcast@gmail.com. It's only during this part of the show where I think maybe we should check the email. So I'll do that real quick.
Oh, fuck. No, I got it. You keep doing the reading.
So we'll check the email there.
I did check it earlier today, and I didn't see anything.
Oh, then I doubt anything's come in since. You can find us on Twitter at SayCheeseAndPod and potentially other social media in the future if we ever get away from Twitter. Just a heads up. And you can support the show on Patreon if you'd like. You can go to patreon.com/polykill and toss some bucks toward the Poly Media Network, for which this show resides, and you can get a whole host of other, you can get episodes like this for free. There's also access to other podcasts that we do over there as well. You can check that out, and every little bit helps, carves us out a little spot on the internet, so feel free to support. Any email in that there thing?
Oh, no.
No, of course not. All right, well... I will say, though, I'm excited. The next season, we're going to kick it off with the bang, because book number 31 is a sequel. It's going to be Night of the Living Dummy Part 2. Dylan.
Amy's ventriloquist dummy, Dennis, keeps losing his head. For real. So Amy begs her family for a new dummy. That's when her dad finds Slappy in a local pawn shop. Slappy's kind of ugly, but Amy's having fun practicing her new routine. Then terrible things start happening. Horrible, nasty things. Just like what happened the first time. Because there's something odd about Slappy. Something not quite right. Something evil.